Yes, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, creator, host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with me on the 227th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. Live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. And aside of myself is the Instagram live feed. So make sure you turn on your notifications so you can see me in action based on the topics that's going to be discussed today. Now, if you'd like to support this show, all you need to do is make a charitable donation to my Cash App right here. Um, yeah, that's $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G lowercase MONEY capital S lowercase TACKZ 555. You don't have to be from a rich family to show moral support. It's all about doing the best you can as a human being, and whatever amount you are comfortable with that you desire will be appreciated. So there you go, right there. Now, in the meantime, why don't you go ahead and grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, and tap that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, alongside with the reminder of the time of the recording live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Share the episodes, share the videos, and of course, be sure to do some catching up on the episodes that you missed by listening, streaming, and watching. And of course, tell a friend to another friend. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, and previous episodes. All right. For the most part, let's get into. All right, so we're gonna get into cut. We're gonna cut to the chase with this segment right here. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute here. Wait. Yes, here we are. Here we are, right here. All right, here it is. The New York Mass Transit Files. We got some transit stuff to talk about here. Unfortunately, I got some bad news for everyone in New York that takes the 7 train from Manhattan to Queens. Um, so here's what's happening here, and this is according to AMNY. Unfortunately, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority will shut down 7 train service into and out of Manhattan for 6 weekends starting next month, as the authority installs elevators at Queensboro Plaza to make the station accessible under the Americans with Disabilities Act. The 7 will not run between Queensboro Plaza and 34th Street, Hudson Yards, starting the weekend of February 4th. That weekend, service will be shuttered from 12:15 a.m. Saturday, February 4th to 5 a.m. Monday, February 6th, the International Express will also shutter from 3:45 a.m. Saturday to 10 p.m. Sunday on the weekends of February 11th, February 25th, March 11th, March 25th, and April 22nd. 7 train riders from further in Queens will be able to transfer to the N or W trains at Queensboro Plaza to head into Manhattan, while Long Island City residents can also take the E, F, M, or R trains at other stations in the neighborhood. Free shuttle bus service will operate along the 7 corridor from Queensboro Plaza to Vernon Boulevard, Jackson Avenues, and from Times Square to Hudson Yards, while the W train will be activated for weekend service. Following the end of weekend outages on the 7th, the work at Queensboro Plaza will necessitate similar weekend outages on the N line starting in May, the MTA says. The weekend outages will enable the MTA to get to work on installing 2 elevators at the above ground Queensboro Plaza, New Yorkers' third favorite subway station, with one connecting the street and mezzanine level and another connecting the mezzanine to the platforms, allowing New Yorkers with disabilities access to the station. The work will also see the installation of new ADA accessible platform edges, upgrades to the pedestrian bridge, and an expansion of the station's mezzanine. Also on deck are upgrades to the fire alarm, CCTV, and public address systems, plus new digital information screens. The improvements coming to Queensboro Plaza will greatly benefit tens of thousands of riders, said NYC Transit President Richard Davey in a statement, end quote. Accessibility is such an integral part of mass transit, especially for a city like New York where mass transit is essential for many. When complete, the project will provide critical accessibility upgrades, security updates, and customer experience improvements throughout the station. The overall project on the south side of the station will cost about $74 million and is expected to be completed in 2024, which is next year, at which point the station will be fully ADA accessible. The project will run in tandem with another to create a new fully accessible entrance at the station's north flank in partnership with Grub Properties under the Zoning for Accessibility program. Under that program, developers of properties adjacent to subway stations can build higher than existing city zoning regulations if they are also construct an elevator to make the station accessible. More than 3 decades after the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the subway system remains frustratingly inaccessible for people with disabilities, the elderly, and others for whom climbing stairs is a challenge. Less than 30% of the city's 472 stations were ADA accessible as of last year. In June, the MTA settled a lawsuit by disability advocates pledging to make 95% of subway stations accessible by 2055. That's a long ass time, man. That's a long ass time right there, man. And speaking of a long ass time, man, we got another one we gotta get to. So City Bike bumps up prices by 11% starting in the new year, of course, which already started actually. So this is more of a recap topic. City Bike has informed its riders that prices will go up next year. citing the impact of inflation on the bike share system's bottom line. The, the cost of an annual membership will rise next month by just shy of 11%, from $185 to $205, while the base fee for a single trip will bump 12.5%, from $3.99 to $4.49. Day passes will see the biggest jump, a 26% upswing from 15 to 19%. City Bike's equity membership for low-income New Yorkers will stay at $5 per month, but per minute charges for e-bikes will rise for those members from 5 to 6 cents per minute. E-bike fees for members will go up from 15 to 17 cents per minute, and for non-members, the charge will increase from 23 to 26 cents. Sheesh. Lyft, the rideshare giant, which owns the 30,000 vehicle bike share program known for its distinctive blue two-wheeler, informed members of the price increase in an email on Thursday. Our team is made of passionate riders who use the system daily, said Lyft spokesperson Jordan Levine in a statement. We are all committed to working with our city partners and doing our best to provide world-class service, create enhanced value for members, and increase equitable access for clean transportation options while running a financially sustainable system. A spokesperson for the City Department of Transportation, which oversees the program's use of street space, said it will engage with the company to ensure the program remains affordable. That's a fucking big if. DOT's goal is to provide New Yorkers equitable, safe, and convenient bike share service, said the spokesperson Vin Barone. We continue to discuss with our service provider how to achieve these mutual goals. Lyft says City Bike has not been spared has not been spared the wrath of uncertain economic headwinds, with inflation doing a number on the system's supply chain by raising the price of bike components, materials, and shipping. The company has touted a plan to electrify its docks so its growing e-bike fleet can charge automatically, preventing costly and inconvenient battery replacement runs. It's the second year in a row that the company has raised its fares, with last year's hike also pinned on the pangs of inflation. The company, like many others in the tech world, laid off hundreds of staffers last month after a brutal year that saw its stock price collapse by more than 75%. Nonetheless, the company still plans to expand City Bike further into the outer boroughs, aiming to have 40,000 bikes in the system by the end of 2024, amid post-slamdemic bike boom in the Big Apple. I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not really sold on e-bikes though, to be honest with you. And one of my workers from where I work was telling me that I should buy an e-bike. But here's the thing about e-bikes though, man. Look, I remember um being taught how to ride a bike, right? But at the same time, when it comes to e-bikes and stuff, it's a whole different avenue. And the thing about where to charge the e-bikes, it has to be it has to be somewhere away from apartments. It has to be somewhere away from houses. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like I'm not really sold on that shit though, man. And I'm not riding a bike in a fucking cold weather. That is not happening. That is not fucking happening, man. You can bet your life on that shit. Not me. Oh man. Um Okay, so Lyft is also considering benefits to loyal customers, Levine said, including improvements to its Bike Angels reward program that offers perks to riders who rent bikes from crowded stations and dock them at empty ones. Well, let's see. Let's see what we got on the agenda today. Oh boy. Okay. Um, one moment. All right, we got some messy topics that we got to get into, and of course, chatting or the jazz right here. So let's get into it right here. This is very, very, very serious, folks. Hang on one second. All right, our first topic on chatting on the jazz is a very serious one, and we need to talk about Jeremy Renner. Been hearing a lot about this guy who. So a little recap of what went down actually. So here's what's happening. This is according to um Entertainment Weekly, the website. Jeremy Renner is out of the hospital and back home after he was crushed in a snowplow accident. The actor shared the update Monday night on Twitter, writing that he was able to tune into the season 2 premiere of his crime drama Mayor of Kingston with his family. Well, and it's on Paramount Plus if you want to check it out, folks. Um, the update comes after more than 2 weeks of hospitalization. Renner suffered blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries after he was run over by a snowplow on his property in Nevada on New Year's Day. According to the Washoe Country Sheriff's Office, Renner got behind the wheel of his snowplow to assist a family member whose vehicle had gotten stuck in the snow. He was able to free the vehicle from the snow and got out of the snowplow to speak to the family member when the plow began to roll and run him over. Renner was conscious and talking when first responders arrived at the scene. Authorities said he was airlifted to a local hospital and underwent surgery the following day, where he remained in critical but stable condition. Washoe County Sheriff Darren Balam said authorities are investigating why the plow began to roll in a January 3rd press conference. We do not suspect any foul play, Balam said. We believe this was a tragic accident. On the day of the press conference, the Avengers actor shared a photo from his hospital bed on Instagram and thanked friends and fans for support. Reps for Renner didn't immediately respond to EW's request for comment following his return home. Um, Yeah, and this is kind of crazy. Um, let me see. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, wait. And of course, Marvel co-stars wish Jeremy Renner well as he breaks silence at the snowplow accident. So Jeremy Renner, um, let me see, was helping the family. Yeah, got that covered. So yeah, I'm really glad that Jeremy Renner is getting better though. And speaking of snow, this is crazy though, man. So Buffalo, New York had an avalanche of snow. Buffalo, New York had an avalanche of snow weeks ago. So this is what's going on according to people. Andell Taylor, age 22 of Charlotte, was traveling home from work in Buffalo, New York when she became stuck. Her family told a local news station. Oh boy. A North Carolina woman is among the victims who died during the historic blizzard that impacted the Buffalo area of New York over the holiday weekend. And Andell Taylor, age 22 of Charlotte, was traveling home from work in Buffalo when her car became stuck in the snow, a family told ABC affiliate WSOC TV. Taylor's family believes she was trapped inside her car for 18 hours before she died, per the report. Her death her death comes shortly after her 23rd birthday. There's been a lot of crying. Shaniqua Brown, Taylor's sister, told the outlet. Um, Taylor is one of at least 27 people in Buffalo that died as a result of the storm. At least 50 people have died nationwide. On Monday, New York's Erie County Executive Mark um, Palankar said some people died as responders experienced storm-related delays while trying to reach those who were stranded amid frigid temperatures. Taylor's family believes she is one of those victims, WSOC reported. They said she had called 911 when her car got stuck in the snow, but that help never came. I feel like everybody that tried to get to her got stuck. Tamisha Brown, Taylor's sister, told the outlet. Fire department, police, everybody got stuck. Taylor told her family in a group chat that the snow was accumulating quickly and shared video footage of snow covering her car windows, according to WSOC report. She was telling my sister that she was scared, Brown said. Wanda Brown Steele, Taylor's mother, told the outlet that her daughter intended to walk home after sleeping in her car during the storm. She believes Taylor died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The car was running and the snow was still coming. So it blocked the pipes. The exhaust pipe, Steele said, per the report. After the car cut off, she added that's when she iced up. More than 15 more than $15,000 has been raised via GoFundMe for Taylor's family in the wake of the 22-year-old's sudden death. As you may as you all may know, one of my daughters, our sister, your friend, has passed away by accident in a blizzard that occurred in Buffalo, New York, December 23rd and 24th. Taylor's sister wrote on the fundraising site. She was stuck in her car for hours, days, which caused the snow to continue to build up on her car, causing her to be able to get out. We are currently trying to put services together to say our final goodbyes. Anything and everything you assist us with, added Shaniqua Brown, will be greatly appreciated. Damn, that's a fucking mess. That's a good thing I don't live upstate though, because when it comes to a fucking avalanche of snow, that's not something you play around with, man. So anytime there's a bad weather when it comes to an avalanche of snow, you might want to think first before you do anything. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's just a lesson right there, folks. Let's see. Oh, we got another messy topic that we got to get to right here. We got a messy topic that we got to get into, man. And this happened recently, actually, and I actually wanted to and this happened most recently. Um, and this is pertaining to um the ground beef between Master P and Romeo. Oh boy. And this is from BT.com. All right, so Master P is extending an olive branch to his son Romeo Miller in hopes that they can squash their public dispute that raged over the weekend. The beef began when No Limit founder addressed the recent suicide of DJ dancer Steven Twitch Boss, which prompted Miller to allege that his dad neglects his own child's mental health struggles. After the initial post about Twitch's tragic passing made by Master P, Romeo posted a poem titled The Tree of Trauma on Instagram, expressing his long history of frustrations with his father. Then P made a now deleted IG post accusing Romeo of being part of a generation that blames their parents for everything and that he won't tolerate disrespect. I'm the one who set T sick up the family meeting to talk at the Ty death. That meeting was regarded as disrespectful for being transparent. Romeo replied in a sense deleted comment. I pulled up to the crib time and time after that. You deflect. I texted you countless times and you reply and deflect. Social media is the only way you communicate. Now you want to talk. Anything to protect that image. Um I loved you so much that I followed you blindly for 30 years, 30 plus years. You know, we've talked behind closed doors. He added, you aren't the man who you paint to be. And why is it war? Because I refuse to follow your lead. You only want to protect your image, but the image isn't even real. And I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me, Pops. I'm truly a man of God. If you are really a man of God, then you will prevail in the end, even when I share my truth. After a revealing and bitter back and forth between the father and son, which included Instagram posts and comments, Master P um, issued what some may interpret as an apology to Romeo. I love my family. My door is always open for my son, he said in an Instagram video on Sunday. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm apologizing to you if I'm wrong. I'm still a work in progress. I come from nothing. Everybody go through trauma. I'm dealing with this right now. But I love going out into the community and helping people. That's the way I heal. Allow me to heal, he added. I don't have to be sitting around moaning and crying. I can't get my daughter back, but I can go out there and keep her legacy going. Master P concluded. So let's do this in love. Let's do this in peace. Think about it. We stronger together. But you older now. You got to lead by example for the rest of the kids. And we'll get through this. I'm just telling y'all, keep your prayers. We need it. And God gonna do what he gotta do. I'm not gonna come on here no more. So bloggers and everything else is cool. Whatever you want to deal with Romeo. Whatever y'all think he's saying is true or whatever, that's cool too. I can live with it. I'm at peace now. I had to speak my piece. So while the handshake extension was there, Master P did sub Romeo by claiming his son avoided his calls for months and questioned why he hasn't been able to replicate his success. So my question to Romeo is, if you've been in the business for as long as you've been in, and you a 30 something year old man, and if you've been around me watching me hustle and do my thing, why are you not where you want to be at? He said, because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people, but you can't get mad at me. Additionally, Master P accused his son of being ungrateful and claimed he has a sheltered upbringing. That's the problem. When you take your kids and you protect them from the real struggle and the pain, and you don't allow them to deal with their own consequences, he said. And then when they grow older, they say, "Oh, you never gave me nothing." At 30 something, man, people can go back and look. You've been shining for a long time, son. All you gotta do is pick up the phone and call me, or come to the house and holler at me. Hold on. In an additional since deleted IG post, Master P questioned his son's motives for speaking out altogether. I thought this was about DJ Twitch and about my daughter's death, he wrote. This is heartbreaking. You just exposed that this is really about money. He added, I worked hard to get my family out the ghetto. Every time I fall off, I got up and went to work. I didn't blame anyone for my failures. You started this social media rant. So what's your plan besides showing the world you are entitled spoiled at 30 plus and throwing a tantrum on social media? Well, that's just this is crazy. Well, for one, not everybody, you know, look, it's a tough one right here, and I can't really say it's easy to settle a dis an argument or beef, whatever it is. It it can be complicated at times, which is understandable. And I think I saw somewhere, um, um, where they squashed their beef. We're gonna get to that one right here. We're gonna get to that one right there, man. Because I think there's a lesson. There's a lesson about all of this. So here it is. Okay, so Master P and Romeo Miller are entering 2023 as allies, not adversaries, after squashing their feud. The father and son duo became embroiled in a bitter and public back and forth in the run up to Christmas, with both men airing out their grievances with one another on social media. But as 2022 came to a close on Saturday, December 31st. Master P and Romeo came together to hash out their differences and leave their issues in the past. In an Instagram post welcomed by many of his 2.1 million followers, Romeo shared a photo of him and his father embracing each other while revealing they had very hard conversations in order to mend their relationship. In order to be used, you have to be willing to be misunderstood and humiliated sometimes, he wrote. I'm willing to fall on my sword for mine. It was never about parent versus child or this false narrative or that. It was about doing whatever had to be done for the growth of my family. Today, December 31st, me and my father, Master P, had very hard conversations, ironically outside in the rain. But in order for my generation to grow, that communication has to be had and reciprocated on both sides. The good, the bad, and the ugly. No matter the journey ahead, our family can truly begin to heal, and I believe many others will use our story as an example to learn from. Romeo ended his message by paying tribute to his late sister Tatiana Miller, who passed away in May 2022 due to an accidental overdose, writing, "What a way to close the year." Um, yeah. And Master P shared the same photo on his own Instagram page, along with a message emphasizing growth, self accountability, family unity, and a focus on the future. Happy New Year's 2023 is all about forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. Pressing toward the goal, Philippians 3:13, he wrote, "As a parent, I'm growing, taking self accountability, and educating my family and the next generation." He added, "Love takes growth and forgiveness. Seek God first, and everything else will fall into place." Um, at Romeo Miller, and to all of my kids, we all we got. Meek Mill, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, Deion Sanders, Isaiah Thomas, and Lena Waite were among those who applauded Master P and Romeo's reconciliation. Love this. Love this. Buster wrote in P's comments section, while Ludacris suggested they should frame the photo. My dad dead. I hated seeing that. Meek added somewhat mournfully. Master P and Romeo's feud began when the latter appeared to call out his father for posting about the recent suicide of DJ Steven Twitch boss, but allegedly neglecting Tatiana's mental health struggles. Today was a boiling point, he wrote in an Instagram story. I seen a man avoid his own children's struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man who passed today that he doesn't even know. Y'all idols be lost. Better stop following the blind. Watch when it's revealed. Romeo continued to take shots at Master P in a poem titled "The Tree of Trauma," in which he posed questions to his father, such as, "Why is it that I'm soaring and my siblings are not? And how come it took my daughter being born to finally realize that we have blindly been feeding the enemy?" The No Limit Records founder hit back at his estranged son, accusing him of being ungrateful for the upbringing and opportunities he provided him, while telling him he won't tolerate disrespect. This generation of kids need to stop blaming their parents for everything. How do they think they got to where they are without um their parents making sacrifices for them? P responded on Instagram, "Mental illness is real, and so many families are tragically affected by it, especially when there is added trauma like the death of a loved on, loved one, actually." After advertising that social media isn't a good place for healing, P turned his attention to Romeo. Son, I love you. Stop trying to get people to feel sorry for you. And let's come up with a solution, he wrote. You can come talk to your father and your family like a man. You have kids too. No family is perfect, but together with God, we can heal and get through this. The caption read, I wouldn't wish this on no parent, especially when you try to do everything you can for your kids. Um, and he added, Romeo Miller, what's the plan? You are either part of the problem or the solution. I love you, and the door is always open for you, but I won't tolerate disrespect. I haven't talked to you or seen you in months. God knows I've tried to do my best. The fight continued to unfold on social media, with Romeo accusing his father of rebuffing his attempts to reconnect with him, portraying an image to the public that is false and withholding earnings from the family's Rap Snacks brand. Master P, meanwhile, labeled his son entitled and spoiled while claiming his grievances were about money, not Tatiana's death. Okay. Well, look, I think everybody kind of knew that social media may not be the best place to hash out your problems and stuff. Um, I mean, sure, it may work for some people, but it may not work for everybody. And for the most part, I feel like, you know, after you know you know after losing somebody like this, it's just it could really take a toll of a person in an overwhelming way. And yes, I do agree that talking things out sometimes can be very therapeutic. And yes, I do believe that time does heal all wounds. Now, now it's not gonna alleviate. Um, hang on a minute here. Yeah, it's not gonna alleviate the emotional scars, but I know for a fact that it will relieve the pain and the hurt. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, pretty glad that that really settled their differences. You know what I mean? So that's actually good on their part, though, man. You know, nobody sometimes needs to see all this shit, though, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess the moral of the story is sometimes, do things behind closed doors. Sometimes you you feel what I'm saying? Oh, hope this is a learning lesson, um, to actually learn. You know what I'm saying? That's just a learning moment to actually take from this, though. So that's pretty much what I take from it right here. Um, all right, so let's see. Let's see what else we got. We got another messy situation here. We got another messy situation here involving Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez. How about that? Um, we got another messy situation. Oh man. Let's see. We got another messy situation. Hold on a minute here. Um, um, okay. All right. So All right, so rapper Tory Lanez was found guilty in the Los Angeles trial over the 2020 roadside shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. The jury announced Friday. Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was found guilty of all three felony firearm counts over an incident in which fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, alleged he shot her in the feet after they left a Hollywood Hills party at Kylie Jenner's home in 2020. Peterson was convicted on one felony count each of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, negligent discharge of a firearm, and carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. The Canadian rapper pleaded not guilty in November 2020 and faces up to 22 years and 8 months in prison, along with subsequent deportation. A sentencing hearing is set for January the 27th. Oops, that's no one. I want to start by highlighting the bravery that Megan Pete, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon said in a statement. You showed incredible courage and vulnerability with your testimony despite repeated and grotesque attacks that you did not deserve. You faced unjust and despicable scrutiny that no woman should ever face, and you have been an inspiration to others across LA County and the nation. Women, especially Black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault and sexual violence because they are too often not believed. This trial, for the second time this month, highlighted the numerous ways that our society must do better for women. I also like to thank the jurors for their time and thoughtful deliberation, and our trial team for their tireless pursuit of the truth. You spent countless hours away from your families during the holiday season preparing this case and finding justice for Miss Pete. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Pete suffered wounds to her feet that she described to police at the scene as the result of broken glass, but later claimed were caused by gunshots from Peterson, a surgeon who operated on Pete. Um, After the altercation, took the stand to confirm he had removed bullet fragments from her feet. Peterson repeatedly denied that he was the one who shot at Pete on July 12th, 2020. The trial began December 12th with testimony from Pete herself, who claimed Peterson had shot her in an emotional retelling of the roadside assault. She told the jury, I wish Peterson had just shot and killed me. The defense went on to argue that this was a case about jealousy between Pete and Kelsey Harris, her former friend and ex assistant, who both allegedly had intimate relationships with Peterson. Harris was described as a key witness for the prosecution, but on the stand, she claimed she either didn't see or couldn't remember the circumstances or of the shooting due to consumption of alcohol that night. And because she was dealing with anxiety and postpartum depression, she was not able to definitely confirm that Peterson had shot the gun. Harris also told the court that her estranged friend Pete had painted the picture that I betrayed her. Harris testified, she painted the picture that I'm this bad person, bad friend, that I took hush money. There are many lies. She also vehemently denied the claim that she was the one who shot Pete, amid speculation implied that Peterson's defense team, who argued their client's DNA was not found on the weapon. Moreover, Harris denied ever hearing Peterson say the now infamous line "dance bitch," as he allegedly shot at Pete's feet, which the Houston-born rapper has repeatedly claimed since she first accused Peterson of the crime in 2020. During closing arguments, Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott reminded the jury that the case was about Pete. He displayed a photo of the rapper as he quoted her testimony. It feels like every man with a position of power in the music industry, even people who are not even rappers, they never even cared about what my side of the story was, Pete said. Peterson's attorney um Peterson's attorney told the jury this case is about sexual relationships and contended that the events of those nights had occurred because Pete and Harris had a heated and drunken dispute about disloyalty since they were both allegedly sleeping with Peterson. To this, Deputy District Attorney Kathy Ta argued that the case was about the shooting, not sex. She, like Bott, pointed to Pete's original testimony where she said the whole story has not been about the shooting. It's only been about who is Tory having sex with. The trial the trial has consumed the hip hop industry and its media coverage since it began. Much like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial from earlier this year, enveloped the entertainment world a bit on a smaller scale. On his recent album, Her Loss, Drake made a reference to Pete saying, "This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion." Pete responded to Drake on Twitter, hitting back and writing, "Stop using my shooting for clout, bitch ass nigga." Since when the fuck is it cool to joke about women getting shot? You niggas, especially rap niggas, are lame. Ready to boycott about shoes and clothes, but dogpile on a black woman when she say one of y'all homies abused her. Let's see. All right, X-rays. There's been some X-rays. All right, so there's been some X-rays. So Megan Thee Stallion's X-rays of her feet after being shot have made their rounds online. In the photos retrieved by Neek at night, the X-rays show, excuse me, the entertainer's foot with metal fragments located in her heel, showing where the bullets were after the shooting. Along with the photos of her feet, there were also photographs of the crime scene with bloody luggage, a towel, and a firearm that was used in the shooting. Megan Thee Stallion's former assistant and friend Kelsey Harris was also pictured in the set of images reviewing black and blue bruises along her thighs and missing pieces of hair from a drunken altercation with Tory Lanez. Additionally, obtained by the neighborhood talk, a clip featuring Megan in the back of an ambulance truck being transported to a nearby hospital is captured by a police officer's body cam. The Houston rapper can be heard in a video crying hysterically, seated down and glancing around the room while wearing a mask on that July 2020 night. In the aftermath of Tory Lanez being found guilty in the 2020 shooting trial, the phone call between Lanez and Harris also leaked online. On Thursday, December 29th, 2022, Neek at Night uploaded audio from the duo's phone conversation. The call appears to have taken place after the shooting occurred. The Brantham, Canada artist sounded depleted over the phone, asking how the Houston hottie was doing and what hospital she was being transported to. After Harris gives her location, the artist, legally known as Daystar Peterson, begins to explain his reasoning for his actions without explicitly mentioning what it is he's done. I know Megan probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but I just want you to know, bruh, I was just so fucking drunk that I ain't even know what the fuck was going on. He asserted. I ain't never do some shit like that. I didn't even understand what the fuck was going on. Regardless, though, that's not gonna make anything right, and it's not gonna make my actions right. I'm just deeply sorry. Um, I'll say this though, man. I'll say this though before we get to the next topic right here. This is the stupidest thing. This is like the stupidest thing that he's ever done. All right? This is the stupidest shit. The like he has a lot of fucking nerve right now. He has a lot of fucking nerve right now. Because as that X-ray, as the picture of the X-ray, it wasn't glass. It was it was metal bullet fragments. There's a difference between metal bullets fragments and glass. There's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the impact. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the impact. And and he's not gonna weasel himself out of this mess anyway, man. Like he's gonna get sentenced anyway by January the 27th anyway. So I don't see how he's gonna get himself out of this anyway. So we have to wait and see. I don't know, man. He's not out of the woods anyway, man. He's really not out of the woods. So he really ruined his damn career and his life, man. You know what I mean? And that really sucks. All right, on to the next topic here, man. Okay. All right, we got some other shit to talk about. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Yeah, we need to actually um yeah, so a little recap of what went down on New Year's Eve. Let's do a little recap. So revelers wait in the rain at Times Square for the midnight ball drop for the New Year's Eve celebration on December 31st, 2022. In New York City, revelers return to a full-scale event after 2 years of scaled-back celebrations in response to the coronavirus slamdemic. Revelers wait in the rain at Times Square for the midnight ball drop for the New Year's Eve celebration on December 31st in New York City. Yes, that's crazy, man. Um yeah. And yeah. So people gather to celebrate the new year and await the ball to drop at Times Square, New York City on December 31st. Yeah. So it's like, let me see. Oh, so revelers wait in pens after arriving more than 8 hours early ahead of New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square on December 31st, 2022 in New York City. This year's New Year's Eve returned to pre-COVID-19 slandemic numbers with around 1 million people estimated to fill the Times Square area. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So, you know, the people didn't. More of the story is they didn't let no misty rain actually stop them So that's pretty much what this is. They wanted to actually celebrate the new year, so that's pretty much what this is. So they ain't let no rain stop them from watching the ball drop. So I'm glad the people actually was brave enough to actually do this. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it right there. And of course there's been confettis and everything just spilled after the ball dropped to the new year. So that's pretty much what this is. Anyway, and other messy related stuff that we got to get to, man, involving Nick Cannon and Akon. First, we go to Nick Cannon. The Wild 'N Out host, age 42, appeared in the latest installment of The Checkup with Dr. Agus on Paramount Plus and opened up about being a father of 11. Being a father of multiple kids, it's always the biggest guilt on me is that I don't get to spend enough time with all my children, said Cannon, who is currently expecting his 12th child with Alyssa Scott. One, cause I'm constantly working, and two, because I'm just spread thin, he explained. Also, during the sit down, Cannon shared why he and Scott did not want their first baby son, Zen, to undergo chemotherapy after he was diagnosed with brain cancer. Zen died at 5 months old last December. He was healthy, active, always smiling. Cannon said of his baby boy's early days, until around 2 months old, he noticed the infant's interesting breathing patterns. We also noticed his head was a little larger, but all my kids have big heads. I was a big-headed baby, Cannon added. Um, Suspecting Zen might have asthma, the parents took him to a doctor's appointment where his physician was immediately concerned with the size of the baby's head, which was the first sign something was occurring. Zen was diagnosed with high-grade glioma, a rare and aggressive form of brain cancer. Cannon and Scott were presented with the option of chemotherapy as a course of treatment. When it came to chemo, Cannon asked if that would extend Zen's life or lessen his suffering, to which they told him not really because of the placement of the tumor. Man, seeing your son hooked up to all those machines and he had to go for a shunt 2 or 3 times, and that was heartbreaking every time. Even in that short amount of time, I couldn't imagine him having to go through chemo. Cannon experienced a form of chemo himself as a treatment for his lupus and knew what that did to me. In addition to Zen and his baby on the way with Scott, Cannon also shares sons Rise Messiah, 11 weeks, and Saigon, age 5, as well as daughter Powerful Queen, 24 months, with model Brittany Bell. He is also dad to daughter Beautiful Zeppelin, 1 month, and twins Zion and Zillion, 18 months, with Abby De La Rosa, as well as 11-year-old twins Monroe and Moroccan with ex-wife Mariah Carey. He also shares son Legendary Love, 5 months, with model Bree Ticey and welcome daughter Onyx Ice Cole with former Price is Right model Lanisha Cole, 3 months. Okay. Akon chimes in. Okay. Let's talk about that one right there. Akon sees nothing wrong with Nick Cannon's parenting choices. In fact, he's 1000% agrees with them. During a recent appearance on the ZZ Mills show, Akon was asked to share his thoughts on Cannon's ever-growing brood and the controversy surrounding his unconventional family. Since 20 hold on. Since 2011, the Wild Out host has welcomed 11 children with multiple women and is expecting his 12th with Alyssa Scott in the upcoming months. Though Cannon has been constantly mocked and criticized for having so many kids and baby mamas, Akon insisted Cannon was living life the way it was intended. Do you agree with Nick Cannon and his spreading of his seed, Mills asked? I agree with him 1000%. That's how life is supposed to be, Akon replied. Why not? He's rich. He's responsible. He takes care of every one of those children. And the baby mothers are with it. And they hurt for nothing. And they live comfortably. Mills pushed back on Akon's defense, saying many men falsely believe that financial support is all they need from a father. Akon said that wasn't the case for Cannon. He's there for every one of them, he fired back. He's there for every single one of those kids. I got 9 kids, and I'm there for every one of mine. So every single time, every time so every single time you were at every single recital, Mills asked. No, that's a white man's thing. Who gives a fuck about a recital? He said. No, seriously, listen, my job is to raise my kids, to be responsible, to be understanding, to protect their mother, to give a hand with their father, and to assist with family planning and to be responsible adults. Now, guess what? While I'm taking care of my responsibility to make sure the family has a roof over their head and food. If I have the time to do that and show love, yes, I will do that. But my responsibility is to make sure they grow up responsible and strong. He went on to say that communication is important, but admitted he can't always physically be there for his kids. He said it was the mother's job to be with the children, while the father's job is to provide comfort for the mother and the kids. You can't expect a man to conquer the world if he's there with his children, he continued. Mills then questioned why he couldn't have just a few children, which would make it easier for them to join him during his travels around the world. Akon wasn't thrilled with that idea. Why would you want to take children all around the world with a man? He asked. That's a womanistic. That's so womanistic. What man do you know is gonna run around with his children? You know how weak that looks. Who does that? That's crazy, man. Look, I'll say this. I'll say this though, man. Look. Now, between man, between Nick Cannon and Akon having multiple kids and stuff, to be honest, I don't know, man. That has to be because that has to be very overwhelming for a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you know, I'm like it, I kind of get the fact that you're not gonna be there for everything that the kids are doing as far as extracurricular activities, whether it's like whether it's recitals, whether it's taking them to prom, whatever it is, that has to be hard though, man. And he and and I'm like, damn, son, like 12 kids. Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You can have all the kids, or you can have all the kids and all the money in the world you want, right? But the only thing you cannot put a price on is the amount of time you spend with your sons and daughters. That's something you cannot get back. That's something you can't get back. And like at some point you're gonna have to know at some point you're gonna have to know that at a breaking point, you're gonna have to know that enough is enough. Because no matter what you try to do to be a provider, you're still not going to be happy. I mean, you're not going to be able to please every single person, every single baby mama, or anything else like that, though, man. But yeah, you're doing your best. You're doing your best and stuff. That's commendable. But it's like I said, you can't please fucking everybody. You can't fucking please everybody. I get that. But at the same token, you're gonna have to realize that enough is enough because it creates a lot of stress. It creates a lot of stress, and you're gonna actually struggle with finding a sitter. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Look, That's all I gotta say on that one right there, man. Look, when is enough, man. I mean, you could be rich, like I said, you can be rich all you want, but you can't put a price on time. You understand what I'm saying, folks? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to. I think it's all about how you prioritize things, how you set your schedule, how you do things, and it's basically all about how you fucking move. Period. All right. Okay. Kim Kardashian. Actually, it's my first time actually doing this. So anyway, and this is according to an article from the Things website. Okay, so Kim Kardashian takes her security seriously and recently sought a restraining order. Since the launch of the reality TV show in 2007, the Kardashian family has found major success. Their shows presented a world of once brewing fame and fortune, showcasing the fiery personality of each family member. However, the show very quickly grew in popularity, skyrocketing the Kardashians to become one of Hollywood's most talked about families of all time. Now, many of them own highly successful businesses and have accumulated swaths of loyal fans across their social media platforms. Yes. However, with fame comes consequences. Consequences the family has had to tackle head on. Some of these consequences have some of these consequences include having to deal with the invasions of privacy, such as over-the-top paparazzi and crazy stalkers. Both of these are common problems for celebrities, with some even start stating that they feel like zoo animals. Now, Kim Kardashian is taking action. As the Kardashians have grown in popularity and fame, they had they have had to implement safety measures to protect themselves and family. Unsurprisingly, it turns out that the family takes the issue of security very seriously, leaving no stone unturned. Um, oops. First, they hire security guards who have strict protocols that they must follow. Some of these include being prepared to fight off attackers and not being allowed to talk to the press. They follow the family wherever they go. The security is around them at all times. Other usernames include having state of the art security systems installed with Kanye, even showing out for armored vehicles in the past. According to Caitlyn Jenner, the family also spends more than most celebrities on security measures. Talking to People magazine, she explained, I bet you Kylie will spend anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000 a month. However, considering the heights of their fame, it seems to make sense that they would take such measures to protect themselves. Despite having such high levels of security, the Kardashian family still occasionally has to deal with completely psychotic stalkers. More recently, Kim Kardashian has found herself with a stalker on her hands and had to go to extreme lengths to resolve the problem. According to page 6, the stalker had claimed that he and Kim both communicated with one another telepathically, showing up at her home 3 times in the month of August. During these violations of her privacy, the man named Andre Prasad claimed to be armed, leading to Kim fearing that he could become violent. The restraining order is set to last for a total of 5 years, and he will not be allowed to come within 100 yards of the socialite. However, this is not the first time that Kim has had to deal with stalkers. Of course, over the course of her career, Kim has had to deal with a string of stalkers. In 2021, another one of Kim's stalkers, known as Nicholas Costanza, violated the terms of his 5-year restraining order against um, the reality star when he was found trespassing at her home. Before the incident, he had also sent her a diamond ring and Plan B morning after pill to the star, and had even been accused of harassing her family. Following the incident, he was arrested with a stalking charge. Aside from Kim Kendall and Kylie have also been victims of deranged stalkers. In earlier seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, fans witnessed Kylie received a ton of pizza boxes, which she hasn't ordered, with a message asking the reality star to marry them. Of course, Chris responds vigilantly. However, since the moment was captured, Kylie has had to deal with plenty of other stalkers. In 2021, an obsessed fan violated a restraining order that she had against them, turning up at her house several times, including the day after Christmas. Following the incident, he was arrested. Um. Anyway, let's see. Restraining order against Kanye. Actually, that's what I was trying to find. Yes. So, let me see. Let me see. That's crazy, man. That's really crazy. Um, and also, in case you haven't noticed, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are officially divorced after Kim filed all the way back in January 2021, and the whole nearly 2 year process was a slightly mysterious ride. Like things seemed tense, then things seemed fine. Then Kim started dating Pete Davidson, a Pistol Pete Davidson, as Michael Rappaport would actually say. And then Kanye made public statements about them getting back together and bought a house across the street from Kim's place. Honestly, there was a lot going on, and updates came every day. So we went ahead to and put it all in one place for you. This timeline. So, quick note though, this is a reverse chronological order so that you get the most hot off the press info first. If you want to start from day one, then go back to the beginning and scroll right down. December 26, 2022, Kim gets emotional talking about the challenges of co-parenting with Kanye during an interview with Angie Martinez. I had the best dad. I don't want to get emotional, but it's just been a day for me. It's hard. Co-parenting, it's really fucking hard. Kim says, I had the best dad and the best experiences, and that is all I want for my kids. As long as they can have that, that is what I want for them. Kim explains that she tries to shield her kids from anything negative, saying it is a full time job. It is worth it because I think that, of course, I want to disassociate in specific thoughts and things being said because that is not me. But at the same time, in my home, I could be going through something. But if we are riding to school and they want to listen to their dad's music no matter what we are going through, I have to have that smile on my face and blast his music and sing along with my kids. I can act like nothing is wrong. And as soon as I drop them off, I can have a good cry. November 29th, 2022, Cameron, Kanye and Kim's divorce is finalized. After almost 2 years, the former couple will share joint physical and legal custody of their four children, and Kanye will pay Kim $200,000 a month in child support. Both Kim and Kanye have waived spousal support. If Kim and Kanye have ever have a dispute about their kids, they've agreed to participate in mediation. However, TMZ notes that if one of them fails to participate, the other party gets to make the decision by default. And yeah, so so this is just crazy, man. You know what I mean? This is just beyond crazy, and I don't think I want to actually. You heard the whole story about. I actually heard the story about all this already. So this is just a little a little a little update on what's going on. Anyway, man, let's get in. I'm actually glad that she took action, man. That has to be difficult for a mother like Kim Kardashian. Like seriously, I feel like look, Kanye West is already in a fucking sunken place already, man. His ass is fucking butt hurt already. Like for real. For real though, this is just ridiculous. All right. Okay. Pusha T. Um Pusha T is no longer the president of good music. Let me just find that story right here. Let's find that story. Yes, here it is. Let me see. Yes, so here it is. So Pusha T has stepped down as the president of Good Music 7 years after he was appointed to the position at Kanye West's esteemed label. In an interview with XXL, the It's Almost Dry hitmaker confirmed he was no longer affiliated with Ye's label and said he's distanced himself from the Yeezy mogul due to his recent torrent of hate speech and anti-Semitism. Pusha first spoke out against his close collaborator in November, saying Ye's derogatory comments about Jews were disappointing, and King Push reaffirmed this sentiment of 2XXL. He referred specifically to comments Ye made about recently about Hitler on Alex Jones' InfoWars podcast. It's beyond that. It's beyond that, and it's nothing to tap dance around. Push said of the comments. It's wrong. Period. But to me, it's just me and him having a difference of opinion yet again. Cause we done had this for years. He continued. He's not speaking to me now. If you ain't with it, you ain't down. And I ain't with it. I'm not budging on that. I'm not with it. I heard about this new stuff on InfoWars. I don't know. It's something that just sort of tells me he's not well. At the same time, I will say it's going to places where it's no way to move around it. Yeah. Elsewhere in the interview, Push referred to Ye's alignment with his arch nemesis Drake, as well as the political disagreement they got in over the 2016 presidential election. Remember, the one that said the MAGA hat is the new Ku Klux Klan hood while he's making my album. Push said he beefing with former President Barack Obama. I met Obama, but it's the same thing with him and the Drake thing. I'm going through this and that. He's doing shows with Drake. He added that the last time he spoke to Ye was while he was in the midst of his It's Almost Dry tour. And while they continued to disagree, Push said that Ye was grateful he wasn't dragging his name through the mud. I just expressed myself. I expressed myself to him a lot, Push said. He expressed his thoughts to me and he got off the phone saying, "Thank you. I know you don't agree with me, but you never kill me in the public. And some people can't wait to do that." Push's comments comes as Ye, who has been criticized for weeks over his repeated anti-Semitic remarks, recently doubled down on his love of the bigoted German mass murderer Adolf Hitler during an interview with Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes in Los Angeles. So you love Jews. You are canceled for anti-Semitism because you also love Hitler, but you love everyone equally, McInnes said. Yeah, Jewish people can't tell me who I can love and who I can't love, Ye replied. You can't force your pain on everyone else. Jewish people forgive Hitler today. Let it go, and stop trying to force it on other people. Good night. Most recently, the New York Post reported that a 63-year-old man was attacked while strolling through Central Park on Wednesday, December 14th, with authorities saying that the assailant made several anti-Semitic statements before yelling out Kanye 2024 and walking off. The phrase was a reference to Ye's current presidential run. Oh my gosh, man. No way I'm voting for that motherfucker, man. I'm not voting for that motherfucker. I'm not voting for that motherfucker. No. He is a fucking coward. And He's a fucking coward. I know I said I wasn't gonna do any more Kanye West stories, but he's getting very stupid right now. He's stupid on the part about how he basically got sued. As I previously talked about, he basically got sued off of a KRS-One beat, and on top of that, his lawyers dropped him. His lawyers dropped him. You know what I'm saying? His lawyers dropped his ass, and he got another lawsuit too. Like he has to sell this shit. I'm sorry, but he's already in a fucking he's already in a black hole as it is. He's not well. Obviously, he's not well. The things that he says is crazy, and that's just I just had it up to here, man. I just had it up to here, man. Like this is ridiculous. Like for real, for real. All right. Let's go to. Let's see. What else can we talk about here in this? Hold on a minute. Okay. And in other Pusha T news, he's also on the cover of Double XL. Pusha T is claiming what he feels is rightfully his, the best rap album of the year, as Double XL Magazine's winter issue cover star Push opens up about creating his magnum opus, It's Almost Dry, a contender for best rap album at the 2023 Grammy Awards. The celebrated lyricist wants to take home the big win to help elevate, articulate lyric driven, taste level hip hop. In his cover story interview, the 20-year-old rap veteran discusses everything, including the greatness in beats and rhymes on his album, the Grammys, marriages, fatherhood, his past beef with Drake, no longer speaking to Kanye West, plans for his next project, and more. On having the best rap album of the year, I'm very focused on what it is that I do. Coming in saying this is the best album of the year, no. This is the best rap album of the year because I know what I did. I nailed that. All the best album of the year talk and all that. I don't know. That ain't what's pure to me. What's pure to me is rap. In this rap space, give me mine. On his desire to win a Grammy for It's Almost Dry, I'm trying to win that Grammy, but I'm trying to walk. I want you to see it. People got to see it. They need to see it. The next generation got to see it. The streets got to see it. They got to understand it. This is all built from y'all. That's the most important part to me. On his beef with Drake, every time I hear a subliminal in one of his songs, it just lets me know how deep it hurts him because it's been 4 years now and we still talking about it. He is. I don't. I'm cool. But every time it's a subliminal, I'm like, yes, it burns. It still burns. Let me know. I love it. On being a dad, my son is the best thing ever. He's the best verse I've ever written. It's just a discovery every day of him and discovering himself. I just love everything about that kid. I feel like I totally understand him. Um, I understand him. Hang on a minute. I feel like I understand him. Um, yeah, I feel like I understand him. I feel like I totally understand him. It's a different kind of bond. It's priceless. On no on his beef with Drake, every time I hear a subliminal, Yeah. Yeah. On no longer speaking to Kanye West. He's not speaking to me now. If you ain't with it, you ain't down. And I ain't with it. And I'm not budging on that. I'm not with it. I heard about this new stuff on InfoWars. I don't know. It's something that just sort of tells me he's not well. At the same time, I will say that it's it's going to places where it's no way to move around it. On plans on his next album, definitely working on another solo album, just gathering a whole bunch of ideas. I never stopped really working. I sort of made a 3-year plan and I'm trying to follow it. We get past the Grammys, it's back to back. So that's pretty much what he talked about here. Um so yeah. Yeah, so you can check it out for yourselves on XXLmag.com as far as the magazine itself, the winter edition. So there you have it right there. And let me see. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute here. Yes, yes, let me talk about this terrible story here. A young girl believed to be between 4 and 6 years old was found wandering a Bronx street alone on New Year's Eve. Police said cops were able to track down the child's parents, who could now be facing charges, and NYPD said Sunday. The department earlier had released a photo of the unidentified brown haired girl who was spotted walking by herself on Leland Avenue near Gleason Avenue in Parkchester at around 6:25 p.m. on Saturday. That has to be scary, man. She was found wearing a pink jacket and brown tights with a unicorn design, the NYPD said in a news release about the child. The girl was taken to J- Jacoby Hospital for a medical evaluation. Investigators were trying to determine how she ended up alone. A police spokesperson said they're pulling the video. The spokesperson said they are trying to ascertain what happened. Of course, anyone with information in regard to this incident is asked to call the NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS, um, which is also 8477, or for Spanish, 1-887-57-PISTA 74782. The public can also submit their tips by logging onto the Crime Stoppers website at hold on. Yes, the website is crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on Twitter at NYPD tips. All calls are strictly confidential. Yeah, one thing I gotta say about Pusha T, man, I'm really glad that he actually distanced himself away from Kanye West, man. To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't even want to be around him, to be honest with you, because the guy is just fucking poison. He's poison. Like, he's a danger to himself. And I get the whole idea. I get the whole idea, separate the artist from the person, but when you repeat the same pattern of wrongdoings that you keep doing, nobody's gonna be there. Nobody's gonna be there. And I feel like with the people he pushed away, including John Legend and all these other people, he's suffering. He's already suffering the consequences already, man. So so one thing I gotta say about this is that his goose is cooked. Yes. All right, so let's get to Claudia Jordan. Forgot about that too. Hold on a minute. Yes, Claudia Jordan, and um I'll do French Montana. Okay. All right, so this is a recap for months ago, right? So, former Deal or No Deal model Claudia Jordan is sticking up for the other briefcase models on the game show, saying Meghan Markle's claims about being forced to become a briefcase bimbo just ain't right. The Real Housewives of Atlanta alum joined TMZ Live Wednesday, saying she had no clue the Duchess of Sussex had such negative feelings about being on the show and felt her comments were a little unfair for the rest of the models. Megan felt like the models were objectified for their looks and were never able to showcase their brains. Claudia says there were lots of briefcase models with brains, including Stacey Gardner, who passed the bar exam while she was on the show. But as Claudia says, it was no secret they signed up for a modeling gig, and clearly Megan knew that. Claudia has um, been a fierce defender of Megan, saying the racist treatment she got from the British press and the treatment she's generally got from the royals was appalling. But the deal or no deal complaint is different. Of course, Claudia has a great example of why Megan's off base on this one, and it involves strippers. All right, on to let me see before I forget. um yes, here we go. um all right, so French Montana. um okay, Morocco's time, according to TMZ.com, Morocco's time in the World Cup might be done, but French Montana made sure this year's team will never be forgotten, immortalizing the squad with a new song on Wednesday. The Casablanca native dropped the new tune just before the national team's epic World Cup run came to an end against France. And it's awesome. French Montana rapped in fluent Arabic over a dance beat and spliced in highlights of the team in the song's music video. The 38-year-old also included in the vid clips of his wild celebration with fellow fellow Moroccans in Times Square earlier this month. French had hoped the song would inspire the team against France in the tournament's semifinal game, but he said he considered a loss still a win for his home country. If they lose, they still win because Morocco has never made it this far, French said. I'm so proud of this team and to call Morocco my home. Morocco has blanked in their contest with France, but they still have a chance to win third place in the tournament when they take the Croatia on Saturday. This really happened. Um, and something tells us French Montana will be locked into that one. Well, Okay, so let's get into. I want to get into. I haven't had a chance to touch base on things to do in LA because I've been like trying to keep track of. I've been trying to keep track of um the things in New York. So let's do LA first, though. Let's do LA. Let's do LA. Um. All right, let's do LA. Hold on a minute here. Okay, so all right, so let's get to things to do for the weekend in LA. Um so the Lunar New Year Festival in Monterey Monterey Park. Of course, ringing the Lunar New Year in the hearts of LA's Chinese community at this annual 2-day Monterey Park Festival. This street fair takes over 5 blocks of downtown Monterey Park with folk art, delectable bites, and a carnival zone. The action kicks off Saturday morning with firecrackers and dragon and lion dances. Past fests have brought in over 100,000 people over, so plan ahead. The city suggests utilizing the free parking shuttles at Mark Keppel High School, um, 501 E. Hellman Avenue, and El Repetto Elementary School, 650 Grand Ridge Avenue. Okay, so let's see about tickets. Well, I think it's no, it's free. This is a free event. Um, This is a free event, and the website is www.monetarypark.ca.gov/669/Lunar New Year Festival. And the location will be announced. And it starts from Saturday 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Sunday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. All right. Um, okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hmm, um, let's see what we got here, man. Um, okay. LA born out online based mini mart Combat Mart is heading IRL for Lunar New Year with a pop up at San Gabriel's Blossom Market Hall. The food hall will host a selection of um, AAPI makers, including a collab with artist Heather Lynn Aquino on a rabbit hat. Okay, so let's get into it. Um, and this is for January 21st coming up. And of course, it's located Blossom Market Hall is located at 264 South Mission Drive, San Gabriel, California, 91776. And the opening hours is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there you have it right there. And you can check out the website www.bostonmarkethall.com/event combat mart pop-up shop 7 for more information and details. And by the way, the by the way, it is by the way, the lunar New Year Festival in Monterey Park is from January 21st to January 22nd coming up. Um and uh and yeah, Pasadena Cheeseburger Week. One fateful afternoon in 1924, Lionel Sternberger, contemplated the hamburger he was cooking up at Pasadena's right spot and thought it needed a little something extra. A simple slice of American cheese later, and the cheeseburger was born, spawning hundreds of variations across the country and inspiring Pasadena to celebrate its prodigal son with a week dedicated to all things cheeseburger. Choose from a few dozen Pasadena restaurants to take advantage of burger deals and special creations and vote in the Cheeseburger Challenge. The annual week long celebration only confirms what Sternberger knew all along. Everything tastes better with cheese. Okay, so um all right, so it's in various locations. Prices is vary, so you might want to check out their website for more information, which is www dot Pasadena restaurantweek.com for more details and information. And it's in various locations starting January 22nd, which is Sunday, Monday, January 23rd, Tuesday, January 24th, Wednesday, January 25th, Thursday, January 26th, and Friday, January 27th. All right. All right. So let's see. Um let's go on to um let's go on to New York City. And this is from the 16th through the 20th. Okay, so let's get to that. All right, so things to do. Okay, so you got the lunar, you have the lunar New Year at Hudson Yards. See traditional line dances and ribbon twirling in this event series hosted at the shops at Hudson Yards in partnership with the New York Chinese Cultural Center. Performances will be held every Saturday from January 17th through February 6th. A trail of decor, including lanterns, wreaths, and more, will greet you inside the mall. If you spend $188 or more on the same day anywhere inside the shops and restaurants, you'll score a complimentary gift of bamboo chopsticks and a silk sleeve at the course desk on level 1. Okay. Let me make sure I cover this. And the event is free, by the way, folks. And you can check out their website, which is www.hudsonyardsnewyork.com/events/celebrate Lunar New Year Hudson Yards. It's a free event. All right, so let's see. Let's get to another event. That's interesting. Oh, NYC Restaurant Week. Yeah, how interesting. Okay, so New York City Restaurant Week comes but twice a year, and reservations for the winter edition are open now. Tables are available for brunch, lunch, and dinner at more than 500 restaurants citywide from January 17th through February 12th. This year's price points are $30, $45, and $60 for two and 3-course lunch and dinner menus on the days of each venue's choosing. With so many sensational new restaurants, romantic spots, and NYC classics, and so little time to taste them all, it can be hard to narrow the field. We've got your guide to the best places to visit during NYC Restaurant Week this winter. Okay. Right. So let's get to wait. So all right. So reservations. So you got the Fulton. So you have the Fulton. Um, you have Tribeca Grill. There's the ballroom at the Modern, Kokomo, Iris, Temple Court, and also there's Bar, um, Cathedral, Bilal Sud, the Queen, and the Queensboro. All right. So I think that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it actually. Hold on a minute here. All right. I think that's gonna do it, man. I'm gonna wrap this up right here. So, um, let's get to the last segment of the night, and that is string choices on the go right here, right now. Let's get into it right now. Y'all know what to do. Y'all listeners and folks know what to do. You like what you heard in today's episode or any previous episodes whatsoever, including the topics that's being discussed today. Feel free to show some love by following Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook, along with Instagram, alongside with my other shows that I do on a weekly basis, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast and the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. And you can also follow me on the gram as well on the primary handle, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Turn your notifications for details on when each episode is going to be dropping, postings on which on the days each episode is going to be dropped. And if you go to the link in bio where it says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, you're going to see a whole list of audio streaming platforms, including the ones where you can watch videos and stuff. So and you can also leave a voice message on anything that you on any topic that you based on what you think on the topics and stuff. So that's your part to do. And it's on anchor.fm/G Money Stacks/message on anchor.fm. And speaking of anchor.fm, let's start there. So Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, these are Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download these apps, including iHeartRadio. You make sure you follow my other two shows that's also on iHeartRadio, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. Hang on a second. Yes, make sure you follow Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the sports edition show on iHeartRadio, alongside with my other one, with my other platform, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show, the entertainment show that I do reviews on music artists, games, gaming news. I'm already starting to do hip hop histories of each music artist and all that other stuff. That's actually what's gonna go down. And also, last but not least, make sure you grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Click on the noti bell so you'll be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and the topics that's being discussed. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, and share the episodes, share the videos, download these episodes. Be sure to listen, stream, and watch these episodes in case you miss any of them. And of course, tell a friend to another friend. And of course, share the link that says linktree/GMoneyStacks555 along with the podcast with your husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, friends, the people you're cool with from work and wherever you meet new people. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with me on the 227th episode of this show right here. And this is pertaining to a mess in celebrities and an avalanche in Buffalo, New York. So there you have it right there. And remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. And also find your voice. It's okay to be yourself at all times. You don't need to be like anybody else. You can only be you. And don't worry about the stupid ass haters who got nothing else to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about these assholes. They are nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not the ones that's building your dreams. It's you. Also, find and look for something that clicks to you, that makes you smile creatively, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone while you're on your P's and Q's, along with tunnel vision. Very important to be confident in what you do. And and of course, and of course, do what you love by following your goals and dreams. So that's it. I'm off this shit. Thank you very much for tuning in, listening, hanging out with me. And I'll see y'all next time in the next episode. Peace and one love. And I hope y'all enjoy yourselves. Take care of one another. Enjoy your weekend. And good night, folks.